Why does Silver Swan like to fly as high as she can?
Oh, geez. I don't know.
Because the view is unbeakleavable.
Very cool.
It's the greatest DC comic show on YouTube. Happy weekend. Thanks for finding Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. I'm Ryan Magic Lasso, joined by Tony, the Signature King. How are you?
I'm good. It was a great weekend, and like you said, it's still the weekend tomorrow, so looking forward to that.
Yeah. Were you out roller coastering, or were you doing any comic hunting this week?
Both.
Oh, okay.
both. It was a lot of fun.
Good. Did you get yourself a Fury of Firestorm #1 yet?
Should be here this week.
Oh, good. Did you call him up and give him heck and say, "Where my Fury of Firestorm #1"?
I guess there were some LCSs that maybe were a little short, and unfortunately my LCS was, and the cover that I pre-ordered was like, it sounds like not many people got it. So.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah. It was the foil one. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
My LCS got 0 of that cover.
Oh, we had gotten a few around here, so
weird.
Yeah, very weird. Well, at least we know it's on the way. And if you remember Magic Jenny from last week, I had you give advice to Magic Jenny. I played the video clip for her when I saw her this week.
I remember, yeah. How did she take the advice? Did she?
Well, she did take it pretty good. And, she's like, I'll buy one just, because I feel guilty. I'm like, no. I don't want you to do that. Don't buy it because you feel guilty. Buy it because you want to enjoy it. But she's not at the enjoyment level, but we'll see if we can get her there.
Glad I could help.
Yes, that's just how we roll. So, anything else you want to chat about before we bring on our special guest?
No.
We have a great returning guest tonight. He's been with us several times, and he picked out a fun story for us to review tonight, too, that we built the retro review around. He is beloved by many in the YouTube comic book community, including us. We welcome Joel the Geek. Hi!
Oh! Hi!
Someone thinks they're on Omni X-Men. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Good. Joel, I used your name during the joke part of Omni X-Men last week.
What did you... I missed it. What?
So I can't remember what the question was. It was like, who did such and such? And I said, because they were talking about the long shot episodes, And I said, not Joel the Geek.
Oh, deep cuts. Ouch.
Yes. I can't remember if I got points for that or not, but I got a laugh. So,
well, I'm giving you a no prize for that. How's that sound?
Okay, awesome. I'll take it. So, how you doing, Joel? How are things?
I am doing great. I am gearing up for a fun adventure I'll talk about at the end of the show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. And I take it you did some comic hunting this week.
I actually did some comic hunting last weekend when I was in Portland for Homo Superior, which is a X-Men themed drag and queer party. I went to a few comic stores and picked up a few things as well. And I still have a lot of comic books from Free Comic Book Day. I need to make a video about that. I keep forgetting to make a haul video about that. So yeah,
nice.
Got some stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, I picked up the book we're talking about today.
Okay.
So yeah,
cool, awesome. Yeah. We have some great folks in the live chat, starting out with our special guest, who's super excited to be here. We're very super excited that Joel the Geek is with us in chat and on the show. Muobunga to White Tiger Cool, Calm, Collected. I'll be talking about him during my book show portion tonight. So before we started, John's Comics with Friends has popped in as well. Good to see you, John, White Wrench. And Livia says, your show last week made my week last week for me. Well, that's awesome. I hope you like tonight's because we got some good stuff with a Themyscirian princess. So,
what a mystery.
Yes, I wonder who it could be. So, Mr. Tony, what's going on news-wise? If you don't have anything, I have something to start us out with. So
we are 4 weeks away from Supergirl. 4 weeks. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. I probably won't go opening Friday. I might go Saturday.
Okay.
The missus and I go, and then movie as well. I imagine it will be safe for my 7-year-old. Her and I will go the following week, so it'll be fine. Looking forward to it.
Cool. Carlito Classico is here. Hi, Carlito. How you doing? And an Absolute Silver Swan would be a bunch of fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
about that. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Joel, I take it you're going to see the Supergirl movie. Will that be in a theater or will you wait to streaming?
In the theater, I have one of those Regal Pass things. So,
oh, cool. Do you like it?
I love using it. It's great because it gets me in the movie theaters again. But one of the things that I've noticed is most of the time, me and my partner are the only ones in the movie theaters. But lately, some of the movies we've seen, like we saw Mandalorian Grogu this week, there were other people in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
So people are starting to come back and get into the theater. But we usually go Thursday night, and so I don't think really they should be doing Thursdays anymore because it's just I don't see that, at least where I live, people are actually coming out in droves anymore on the night before when it officially starts. So, but we enjoy going. It's really fun. I'm excited for it. Yeah.
Cool.
So, trying to stay away from any more previews or spoilers. I just want to watch the movie.
Same here. Same here. And Tony, as we get closer, I think we've talked about this for, about a year-ish now, that we're going to do Supergirl themed retro review coming up in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So
it'd be a wonderful thing to do.
Yeah. So we'll be doing that coming up soon. What else is going on news-wise?
We got another sneak peek at Lanterns.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna talk about it too much in case you want to go and check it out for yourself.
Are
that's
there
coming.
Spoilers in it?
Not really.
Okay.
No. I mean, unless you count, a costume reveal from chest up.
Okay.
As a spoiler, then sure, I guess that would be a spoiler. But no, not really. A couple of characters they've already announced long ago, and the actors, you see them for a nanosecond.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, nothing story-wise. We still have absolutely no idea. Because this is a series and not a movie, I'm sure they can't put everything in. And don't forget that James Gunn did tease that the events of Lanterns are going to have a huge effect on the rest of the DC universe. That there is a big villain in Lanterns that will unite the Justice League.
Okay.
So we'll see. Who knows? People are throwing out maybe Sinestro War, which I can't see that happening. Maybe Darkseid or Mongol or who knows. But it's probably going to be a big space villain.
Yeah, that's what I would assume it would be.
Yeah. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. Well, I like to talk about facsimiles when they get announced.
Yep.
And we did get some announcements for some upcoming facsimiles. The Legion of Superheroes first appearance from Adventure Comics 247 will be getting a facsimile. I will be picking this up.
That's awesome.
Joel, are you a facsimile guy or not? I know Tony isn't really.
I'm more a trade or Omni person than a facsimile because then I'd want the rest of the complete story. And if they only put out this one issue, it's like you just gave me a little tease, and I would rather have the whole thing. So I would love to get an Omni that's Legion of Superheroes because I'd love to read more of those original ones because I read some of the late 80s, early 90s Legion, and then the recent one they tried to do a few years ago with Bendis.
Mm-hmm.
I read that. So I'd love to see a read an Omni of just the original whole storyline.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm planning on getting this. There's going to be the regular cover. There's going to be a foil, and I think I'm going to get the foil. And then I think there's going to be a blank sketch cover for this as well. So I'm leaning towards the foil. We are looking at a release date of August 12th. Also announced, again, as a facsimile. What do you guys think of this? This has been a facsimile many, many times.
It's like the fourth print in less than a year.
In a year? That's a cash grab. That's yikes.
Well, it wouldn't be a cash grab if people wouldn't continue to buy it.
They must be buying it because DC wouldn't be doing it if they weren't buying it.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass on this.
Yeah.
I have this a couple times. I don't need it again.
Yeah. There's a bunch of people that I know that have bought in every single print.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, and they have not only they have every facsimile, they have every foil, they have the giant oversized issues. And
yep.
Come on, man.
Then of course we have, when we're talking about facsimiles, the JLA Avengers is coming as well.
Okay, that's a new one.
Issue 4. Now, JLA Avengers facsimile issue 1 will be coming out this upcoming week at your local comic book store.
See, again, I'd rather get a trade. You know?
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, those trades are hard to come by with the Marvel and DC.
No, if I find one, I'm going to be sending it to a certain person that is that who has not read it yet.
Yeah, okay. Something else, since I'm talking about that, and I'm going to get back to the facsimiles in a second, but I do want to show you Alex Ross is going to have connecting covers for upcoming JLA Avengers. Have you guys seen these yet?
I have not.
Here's your first look at one of them.
Oh,
that's pretty
Isn't
cool.
that beautiful?
That's gorgeous.
That's issues 3 and 4 will have the connecting covers, and there's the other one. Oops, I went too far.
Okay, those are neat. Those I would probably get if I was gonna, know I was gonna link up. You said Alex Ross, I would totally get that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get these for sure.
I would get those just for it being Alex Ross. I mean, that's just gorgeous. Oh
yeah,
mwah.
Absolutely. Good job, Alex Ross.
Right.
So now we'll jump back and talk about more facsimiles that have been announced. You know how they do those toy otter variants that the comic book covers that look like action figures?
Yeah. You know, the ones where like they're like in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've got a few of those.
There's a new one that's going to be coming. Golden Age Batman, and it's on a Detective Comics 27 facsimile again.
I remember when these first came out, it took me like probably 5 minutes. Like, this is a comic book cover, and I was like, "Oh, that's a neat toy."
It does. I mean, Toy Otter does a great job in making that look real.
Yeah, I didn't realize he had purple gloves.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Fascinating.
Black, gray, yellow, and purple.
I have the Donna Troy one. I think I have the Nightwing one. I think I have those two. The Donna
I have
Troy.
Power Girl, which is fun.
Neat. That sounds cool.
And of course, there's the main
pick
cover.
these up. I don't pick these up because these are usually on facsimiles, and I don't do facsimiles.
I just randomly find them. I wasn't looking for them. I didn't know they existed. I found the Nightwing one, and I was like, oh, well, what are the other ones? And like, oh, there's a Donna Troy one. Well, I have to find it. And then I was actually looked for that one, but I didn't realize they existed until I saw those. So
that facsimile is scheduled for 8/5, and one more to announce. And I know she's not in the live chat, but she does usually watch this show on the Rewind. This one is for silver-haired Bronze Age Babe, and it's going to be, look at that, a Batman Treasury.
She'll love
that. Does that come with the diorama in the back?
You know, I knew you were going to ask that question, and yes, it is. There's the diorama.
Oh, cool.
So even though she's not here tonight, here's what's coming up on the She-Bab channel.
Yes. So, Joel, she rips the back off of these things and makes the diorama.
That's really cool. I love making dioramas. That's a really cool one. If there were Wonder Woman ones, I would probably get those, but that would be another dangerous thing for me to be putting up in my apartment.
So tomorrow on the Rewind, when she watches it and she's at this portion of the show, this is going to be her.
Yep. She's going to be calling her LCS and saying, "Give me 20."
Yep. August 12th is the date that is going to be dropping in stores.
I wonder if they make that, reprint of the Treasury issue a foil. Could you do the diorama in a foil? I wonder if that.
Yeah, they do have some of the dioramas in foil, and I think she did do one in foil too.
I think you're right. Now I think about it, I think you're right. I wonder if that's harder because it's made of a different material.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to ask her.
What kind of printing material would be that, and how it's cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no! Look who's triggered right when they came in. Meow. The Jackson Roy Kirk. Hey, don't say we didn't warn you. And Jackson, I'm not sending her a copy of that Treasury. I did send her a copy of an old Shazam Treasury to make the diorama. And I wrote a post-it note that said, "Jackson Roy Kirk, what have I done to you?"
That's funny.
Yes. Yep, and we got some new action figures coming too, including a Wonder Woman as well. So that's pretty awesome. Tony, what else do you have going on news-wise?
Not news-wise, but I want to bring down I want to make this giant world that we live in. I want to bring it down really, 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 really small here for just a moment.
Do it.
So we all have our shops in our area, our honey holes, our frequent places that we go to, and they really feel like home, you know, and they're really special to us. And we see the same faces. Maybe the shopkeeper's a good friend. I know for me, I know all of my shop people. They're all wonderful people. And my store is very unique to our area. And I was talking with some people in my LCS, and they all followed me on Instagram that day. And I was looking at their profiles as they were following me. They all have one thing in common.
Okay.
They all follow other than me, they follow one person.
Yep.
Joel the Geek.
What?
Yeah.
What? Oh my god.
Yeah. And we're not like one or two, like 5 or 6.
Oh.
They and because when you follow them, it'll say, "Hey, these are your friends you have in common." Every single one of them said Joel the Geek, and then it got me thinking, like, okay, let me look at my store page. Sure enough, Joel the Geek follows my LCS.
What store is it?
Comics Connection in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
You might not even know you follow him because I'm sure sometimes I run into people like, I don't even know if I follow you. Oh, I do.
Think that's one of the ones I've recently just started following. I've added a few of those to. I have 2 accounts. I've added a few to my Joel the Geek account and my other account, which I'll talk again about what that is later today on the show. But yeah.
So we were in the store, we're all chatting, and everybody in the store, including the store, follows and is followed by Joel the Geek.
But how many people in that store have done live streams with Joel the Geek?
Just me. Just me.
See? That puts you at the top of the pile.
But I was just like, this guy lives, you know, on the other side of the country, you know? I'm like 3,000 miles away, and here he is, like, he might as well be in the store.
That's awesome.
It was just a moment that is like, you know, how connected is this community? You know what I mean? There was one gentleman, I had met him for the first time. Never heard of him, never seen him, never met him. Followed him on Instagram, followed by Joel the Geek. So, like, it was just really funny coincidence, and I had to talk about it because it made me laugh.
That's great. Thanks.
Olivia's
no pressure or anything. No. Not saying you're getting big, you know. Maybe this is his last appearance in the show. He's blowing up. You know what I mean? He's
he will be able to fulfill his contractual writer obligations.
Yeah, right.
Tonight, so
pretty soon he's getting an IMBD page.
Yep.
No.
I have I am a DB page. That's a different topic. Olivia's asking if any of us are picking up or planning on getting the new variant covers for Zatanna's comic series. So issue 2 is dropping this upcoming Wednesday. Oh. I did get issue 1. I'm not planning on getting issue 2, but there were some good covers, including a cool cover of her playing the banjo. I mean, how many times do you see Zatanna playing the banjo?
I think that's the only one.
Yeah. Any of you guys picking that up?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't started reading it. It's one of those ones where I think I'm going to wait for a trade or an Omni because I just have so many on my pull list now that it's like hard.
Sure, I get it.
Add or take away.
Yeah. And the love for Joel the Geek continues. Joel, what is your favorite movie or TV series version of Wonder Woman?
Oh my gosh, that's a whole. I'm gonna have to answer that question in a video because that will take up too much of this time.
Okay.
That's a question.
Well, we look forward to that.
Add that to things
to your list.
What is my favorite TV show version? Okay.
I can answer mine. Gal Gadot. Okay. She's the best. Not there's anything wrong with Linda Carter, you know, but I just thought Gal Gadot hit a home run.
Crosby?
I think the Gal Gadot version was really nice, and the fact that she was super supported by Linda Carter, was a really nice handing of the torch. It's a shame we didn't get enough Gal Gadot, but unfortunately, that torch is probably going to get passed again.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, this is what I'm going to say, okay? Linda Carter has hugged me and she initiated the hug. So until Gal Gadot starts hugging on me, Linda Carter all the way.
That might be, your opinion might be a little bit biased.
Although I have met Susan Eisenberg too. I do like Susan Eisenberg. She's very sweet.
See, that makes it even harder to decide. Those are all
But Susan Eisenberg didn't hug me.
Oh.
What I do like about Susan Eisenberg, maybe this is, I guess, technically a Warner Bros. Thing, is they kept her on for absolute ages, including the DC Universe online game. It was still Susan Eisenberg. So she's still Wonder Woman today.
Yep.
She's providing the voice today, even. It's wild.
It's awesome.
Hello to our friend Kenneth Bird. Thanks for stopping in. Hope you're having a nice weekend. We always appreciate you popping in. Any other news?
That's it. That's all I got.
I have one that's sort of a sad news. I don't know if you guys.
Oh no! Tell us
what Dark Horse Comics is doing.
Okay.
I saw they closed that store.
Yes, so they have their store, that thing from another world, and at one point they had like 12 locations, like a huge amount of locations. They had them at Universal Studios in Florida and in California. They had 2 in Portland, and the sadness of it is it's become a mainstay comic book store within Portland area. So it's very sad news to decide that they decided to like end having that brick and mortar store or even just their own stuff.
Yeah.
So it's hard. I mean, there are lots of comic book stores in Portland. So people who were going there for their polls and going there for comic books aren't going to like have nowhere to go. But it's still sad that Dark Horse has decided to end that era they've had of having that store, because it was literally across the street from Dark Horse Studios. Like John can
that's neat,
because he had seen it when he was in town with Mars and Greg. It was really cool. Like it's right across the street from it, and you could like go and see the Dark Horse buildings and stuff. But yeah, it's a sad day in the comic book collecting world. One less comic book store in the world.
Is that do they still have physical locations? Like they're just closing that one, right?
That's the last one.
That's it. Oh.
During the pandemic, they closed the other store they had in the area, which was a little more north, and then I think the ones at Universal might have closed a few months or maybe a few years ago, just recently.
I'm sure COVID hit all those types of stores just really hard.
Yeah.
Especially in like someplace like Universal that was shut down for a while. They're making no money at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those stores were more focused on all like the memorabilia and like toys and stuff than they were like a place you'd go to buy comic books. So that was a little different, but still it's sort of sad that they've decided
it is
that part of their organization. So R.I.P. another comic book store.
Bummer.
And we're going to kind of kick into the retro review, but I'm going to say real quick, Olivia, I'm not going to ask Susan Eisenberg for a hug. I did not ask Linda Carter for a hug, but Linda Carter initiated a hug. They have to initiate it because they love me so much.
Okay, what if she gives you a hug and wants a selfie with you? You know, does that put maybe her a little bit better?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Interesting.
We're going to segue into the retro review. I want to give a little quick backstory about the arc that we're doing right now, because this was a soft reboot for Wonder Woman. And what it really started in a different comic book that wasn't Wonder Woman. It started in DC Comics Presents 41. Wonder Woman had an insert, like a little preview. And that's the issue where she gets her double W top. It's given to her. And where some events that play out in this storyline happened. It's not a full issue, but in Tony's issue, which is coming up first, he'll recap some of the events that happened in that DC Comics Presents 41 story. But that's just a little bit backdrop. They introduced a new creative team, a new writer, a new artist on Wonder Woman after several years of the same folks, although it was Jose Delbo on Wonder Woman for about 5 years, who I love the most. But we're bringing in Gene Colan, and we got Roy Thomas writing, and Paul Kuperberg helping out in the writing as well. So this is a soft reboot of the character. And we're going to do a 3-issue story arc that introduces Silver Swan and Captain Wonder. And Tony will kick it off with issue 288 with Look Out World, Wonder Woman is bustin' loose.
Yeah. So in this issue, a lot of cool things happen, but one of the things that one of the things that it does is highlights how awful our medical system is, even back then. So it kicks off here with Wonder Woman running into this hospital. But what's really funny that I like to look at some of the background stuff. All these characters in the background are going through a different type of emotion. There's the nurse who's trying to catch her to figure out what's going on. One of the gentlemen in the background is saying, "Oh, I can't believe it. Look at my small hospital. Wonder Woman's here. That's wild." Another guy saying, like, "Hey, I should go get her autograph." Like, it's just funny how they wrote all these characters having different emotions. But here we have Wonder Woman catching up with this nurse, saying that, hey, we're Steve Trevor. Nurse replies, "Are you your friend?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure. I'm Steve." Magic Lasso Studios is falling apart. Maybe there's an earthquake going on in the Midwest. Everyone brace yourself. But anyway, she gives the directions to Steve Trevor's room, and Wonder Woman kind of runs off, and she says, "Oh my gosh, who does she think she is? Never meet celebrities." But here we have a recap here of what's happened to why we got into Steve Trevor at the hospital. They were getting this briefcase. They were tussling with some bad guys, and Steve Trevor got bonked on the head with a bad guy, or by a bad guy. And here, like what Magic Lasso said, we're talking about how she got the emblem on her chest. I'm trying to think, what was it before?
Eagle,
that's right. It was an eagle. And what I've never read this issue before, so this is my first time reading it. I didn't realize that some women in this story or previous stories thought that the W stood for women and women's equality. Because I got to remember that back then, women's rights was still, a big issue, and people were still fighting for it. So it's good that they had that kind of representation. But yeah, Steve Trevor gets in the ambulance, and Wonder Woman is trying to debate whether or not she could go with him. It's funny because she's flying in this jet, thinking about catching the ambulance. So she goes to consult with her mother to get some kind of advice. And after reading this panel here, it kind of reminded me in the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman movie about the painting, the history of Themyscira, and how the Amazons were, prisoners at one time. And here, Wonder Woman is actually outracing Mercury for a belt, the belt. And that's how the girl, yeah. And she beat a bunch of different gods. But here we see Mercury, and this one here, I forget. I don't think they say who it is. Kind of looks like Hercules, maybe, but anyway, yeah, her mother kind of gave her, a soft blessing, like, yeah, go ahead and wear it. We cut back into outside the hospital, or outside of Steve Trevor's room in the hospital, and upcoming is probably one of my favorite panels here. So she's thinking, okay, just keep calm, don't be, don't overreact. We don't know what kind of condition Steve Trevor's in. So she bursts through this door and just yells, "Steve." The exact opposite of what she just told herself to do. And it's funny because one of the doctors said, it's readily apparent who she is. And before that, the nurse was like, "Oh, who's this?" It was like, "Well, who do you think it is?"
She's not wearing an eagle on her chest. It can't be her.
Could be anyway.
Exactly.
Just like the Clark Kent gases. Change of armor, somebody else. Can't be the same person. But anyway, she's talking to this doctor. She's trying to get, like, how's he doing? I want to know how he's doing. The doctor's like, how long have you guys known each other? Wonder Woman replies, we met a few months ago when I saved him from a crash. I love these old issues here. They go back and they tell you which one to read. That's cool. The doctor's not sure. Not sure if he's going to make it. Not sure if he's going to wake up. When he's going to wake up. Might never wake up. They don't know. Wonder Woman asks for a moment of privacy, which the doctor gives him or her. But she says, just for a minute. And Wonder Woman, slowly starts to confide into Steve Trevor, even though he can't reply or they don't know if he can hear her. And Wonder Woman is just thanking him and, really letting it all air out. And she finally says, I love you, which wakes him up. Angel, is that you? Oh, you're alive. And, he's, which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, she's surprised he's alive. And they talk about the briefcase. Tell me, where is it? Is it safe? Where is it? Wonder Woman says, yeah, it's safe. Everything's okay. You just rest. Don't worry about anything. Then the doctors come in and Wonder Woman said that he spoke. The doctor's like, oh my gosh, what'd he say? Wonder Woman's like, hey, listen, I gotta go. I gotta pick something. I got a jet. So Wonder Woman is pretty happy at this point. Steve Trevor is alive. He's gonna make it. And you see that here. She's running through the streets of DC. He's alive. Oh, the man I love is alive. Oh man. Going through probably a whole bunch of emotions. And she runs across this burglary in progress at a bank. As one would. And classic DC Comics thing. Hey, we're gonna beat the cops, but oh man, it's Wonder Woman. What are we gonna do? So their reaction is, oh, let's just shoot her. Like, when has that ever worked? So Wonder Woman is bouncing bullets around, and I like the fact that she's able to stretch the barrel of this gun around this dude's neck. That's gonna be hard to get off. And she's going to get this helicopter down, but before she can really do anything, this random lady comes in and she is going to take care of these goons. But she's kind of reckless in a way. She's just chucking dudes out of helicopters, and Wonder Woman's saving them before they go and make a sidewalk stain. But Wonder Woman's able to lasso the helicopter and kind of bring it down. But unfortunately, there's a Flash commercial here for Hostess Cupcake. So the helicopter is able to come down, and we learn here that this is the Silver Swan. Right? Silver Swan. Yeah, Silver Swan. I was thinking White Swan for some reason. The Silver Swan is here, and she wants to say thank you to Wonder Woman for the assist, and Wonder Woman's kind of like, what are you talking about? I did all the work. Assist what? I brought down the helicopter, and I saved everybody from dying. Like, what did you do? To come here and make a mess. But all the guys are like fawning over this, attractive, woman. And Wonder Woman's like, oh, that's bizarre. Before Wonder Woman can confront her, she's off, gone.
But the audience, the people were captivated by Silver Swan and her beauty.
Yeah, like they were hypnotized. Yeah. And we'll get to that. But yeah, that was kind of cool. But yeah, so they go their separate ways. Wonder Woman, I guess, is maybe trying to pursue her, but she goes to where the briefcase is, but it's gone. But she can see in the trash can, there's a perfect impression of where the briefcase was. But she's like, we'll figure this out. Calls her robot. They call it the robot jet, which I thought was really funny. And she said, hey, we're going to fly over to we're going to fly to the Pentagon, where she is employed as the assistant to Colonel Steve Trevor. And as she's going in, she meets
Etta Candy.
Etta. I always screw up her name. It's Etta, not Edna.
Yeah,
Etta Candy.
Edna's her mother.
Because when I think of Etta Candy, for some reason I think of The Incredibles, Edna Mold.
That's her mother.
I don't know why those two are associated with each other, but in my brain, those two are somehow related. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is her mom.
Edna Mode married a guy whose last name was Candy.
Yeah, right. So she is going in and she's talking to Etta, and she's like, "Hey, I got to talk to the general, the boss. Is he in?" She's like, "Well, for you, of course, he's always in." So she radios into the general, "Hey, got the prices here. Go ahead, send her in." And this is where it got a little weird, I got to remember this is a long time ago. Things were very different back then. There isn't as much transparency as there is today, but still bizarre. So they're having the conversation about the foreign agents and the spies and the briefcase, and where it could have went. And the captain is like walking behind her and like massaging her shoulders and running his fingers through her hair, and it's just uncomfortable. But this Wonder Woman, she can handle herself. She can crush this guy into charcoal. But he gives her an order. She said, "All right, we'll figure it out." But so I didn't know this, but Wonder Woman, aka Captain Price, and Lieutenant Candy are roommates. I did not know that. That was news to me. So they go back to their apartment and they see a sign, "Roommate wanted." And Diana says, "Oh, I didn't put that up." She's like, "Oh yeah." Etta says, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. Like they jacked up our rent to $450."
I would like to pay $450 for rent, please.
I would say, listen, you're moving me in. I'll handle the rent at $450. I'll do you a solid. You guys go out there, save the world.
Take care of the utilities. I'll take care of the rent.
Yeah, I got it. That's how I'm going to contribute. In like states like in the Midwest, you can collect that a month in soda cans.
Yeah.
That's nothing. But I just had to chuckle at that, and it's just like they're like, "Oh, $450," and Etta Candy is saying like later on down the line, she's like, "Oh, well, maybe the Amazons, because they're super wealthy, maybe they could help. Maybe Diana can go get some money from the Amazons to pay her $450 a month rent." Inflation, my gosh. But yeah, they hear a knock on the door, and it's Helen Alexandros. I think that's how you say her name. And she's like, "Yeah, we're here for the room." And she has the briefcase. She's like, "Hey, I think this belongs to you." And Wonder Woman is slowly maybe starting to piece this thing together. Like that's an awful big coincidence. But hey, show her the room. Here you go. There's a shower scene. Not sure why that's in there, but cool. But here we have a little bit of a backstory here about this Helen Alexandros, and she's being bullied because of how she looks. The acne, and her mom, even her own mother, is getting in on the bullying, which obviously is going to make her feel a certain way. But here's where her life,
almost more than bullying, it's abuse. You gotta say
it's abuse. Yeah. It's bullying from the kids. It's abuse when it's from your mom, I should say. But yeah, here she is. She's praying to the gods, like, "Any god, if you can hear me, please help me." And it's answered by the gods of Olympus. Do they even name this god? I don't think they do.
I think it's Mars.
Mars? Okay.
Yeah. And
there's a point in my issue where she's having a thought bubble about that.
Yeah. And because she's just been turned down. She's a great ballerina, but she gets turned down for the lead because they say she's too unattractive, and she overhears this. And that kind of was the thing that caused her just to pray for something to help her. Yeah.
So Mars answered, and not only did he make her very beautiful, but it's like one of those things like you got what you wished for, but it came at a price, and we'll find that out later. But she got a lot of stuff out of this. Like I said, she's not just beautiful. She got super strength. She can fly. She can like hypnotize men. She can sing, and it'll like put people to their knees.
Swan song.
Swan song. Okay, yep, that's you're right. Swan song, which I thought was when I first looked at it, I thought it was more like a scream, like a black canary. But we'll see here in a second that there are music notes attached to it. So obviously they're implying that she can sing, and her songs will physically destroy things or incapacitate people, which I thought was very, very cool.
And all Ares wants in return is for her to destroy Wonder Woman.
Yep. And she doesn't seem to have a problem with that. A few panels ago, I forgot to point out, she's saying that she really hates men, all men. And, she's, maybe that'll come. We'll see. We'll see if it goes, that comes true. But we cut back to the spare guest bedroom. And the, excuse me. She takes off. Wonder Woman is no longer Captain Price. She's Wonder Woman now, and she takes off after the jet. So Wonder Woman turns around. They see it, or she sees Silver Swan. I don't know why I keep saying White Swan. But yeah, we see this big fight for this briefcase. And it's in front of a big military base, as you can see the MPs there. So here we go. Here we go for an epic fight scene, which I thought was pretty good. Not my favorite Wonder Woman fight scene, but I enjoyed it. This one is. I thought this was funny. The Albatross is back. I had to read it a few times. I thought maybe Wonder Woman was referring to the Silver Swan as an albatross. I was like, I don't think she's an albatross, Wonder Woman, but okay. But yeah, and Wonder Woman says, "Oh, I think she can fly." Well, no, duh. You've seen her fly 3 times already. But yeah, Silver Swan, almost said Silver Surfer. Silver Swan is able to knock down Wonder Woman right out of the sky. Wonder Woman, just like, hey, listen, you're upsetting me here, lady. Her Silver Song is able to incapacitate Wonder Woman, and everybody down below, you can see the how effective this song is here. But the same people that she knocked down with her song are like fawning over this, gal.
As she claims that she's returning the briefcase that Wonder Woman was trying to take.
Yeah, but we'll get to that. But yeah, so Wonder Woman, I guess technically you could say, is defeated because the fight's kind of over at that point. The briefcase is returned to the general, and she goes, and she's kind of flying off. She says, "Oh, thanks, General. I'm out of here." Wonder Woman's like, "Hey, get out of here." We cut back to Trevor. See, Trevor is awake. He's alert. He's conscious. He's talking to his doctor. And the last scene here, this last panel, is the infamous Dr. Psycho, which for those of you who played DC Universe know that he was the most annoying villain in that entire game.
He is,
at least for me.
He is taking Steve Trevor out of the hospital.
Yep.
He's got all those legal paperworks to do that. So
yeah,
that's how the issue ends.
Yeah, kind of a interesting run.
Yeah. So I want to say real quick hello to Retro Toy Princess, who has joined us when that review was starting. Appreciate you being here. Joel, we've built tonight's retro review around you and the issue that you picked, which is up next. Tell us why you picked this issue.
Well, like I said, when you first asked me a few weeks ago about doing this, you're like, make sure you pick something you want to do. And I was like, well, let's go something older. I have like most of the volume 2 run of Wonder Woman. Like, let's go something a little older. I'll look around. I'm going to be in Portland. I'll look at the bins there at the places. And I was at Cosmic Monkey, and I found this. And I thought,
nice.
That's something I've never heard of. Is this guy?
Captain Wonder?
What's going on with this? So I was really excited to pick it up, and I thought, you know what, this would be a great place to have the show. And you asked me, oh, should we do the one before it or after? I'm like, you do whatever you want. I think this will be fun to talk about.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good point, Retro Toy Princess. But they do reference that in this, which is really cool because that's one of the things I didn't realize when that you guys brought up with the first issue, the last issue we did was that reintroduction of like trying to revamp Wonder Woman. And I was thinking about it while Tony was talking. I was looking online and thinking, wait, when did the TV show come out and when did it end?
Mm-hmm.
And
it was done by now.
Yeah, it was done like 3 years before this, but I was wondering, like, I wonder if they did this in response to that last 2 seasons or so of Wonder Woman, where that she was they moved her up in time frame to be modern, and she was for the time frame. She was working for a group that was sort of the Pentagon. So I was wondering. Oh, I was like, I think they might have like thought, well, we should do that too with the book because I know she went through her white outfit,
mod era.
Yeah, era. So I was like, maybe they thought, okay, well, the show was out. We want to make sure people were interested in it. Maybe we should upgrade or revamp her. So I was thinking maybe that was part of it because that's what happened in the show. The first season was on one network and was set in the time of World War II. And then the next few seasons were like more modern 70-ish, 80-ish era. So I was like, maybe that's what's going on here in their minds. Maybe the publishers were thinking, I think. But that's here nor there. But
2 things real quick, and then I'll let you start. Number 1, hello to Bobby, who's joined us. Hi, Bobby. And number 2, tonight, Joel and myself in our retro review, we're going to do the Huntress backup stories as well. So you're getting extra treats. So Tony, when he finishes the Wonder Woman, stay on there because he'll go into the Huntress, okay?
Yep.
Go ahead. Take it away, Joel.
Yeah, cool. So with this is just that continuation of things, but we start with her just doing some other things that superheroes do. Oh yes, there's those lovely things. Whoa, what was that? Oh my. There's the ad for sure. We have those lovely ads. Anyway, this was a really cool story in the fact that it doesn't just jump right off where it left with Dr. Psycho. We have this whole little like other things she's doing in her life as a superhero, the other superhero things that go on, saving the day for these other people. But at the same time, she's having this dialogue in her brain about what's going on with Steve and her worries about that and what she should do to help him while she's trying to save these people from this Kraken without killing it. She doesn't kill the Kraken, which is really cool. Like she's trying to be, hey, you go back down. You get away from them. Shoo away. You shoo away. Her superhero aspect of doing things. But like Tony said, I love the fact that she calls the plane the roboplane, whereas nowadays we call it the invisible jet.
I didn't know she could control it with her hand, like
her mind.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. That's totally something that's from that era that I didn't realize because the modern era, she really doesn't either have it or use it that way. And John Byrne did bring that idea back when he took over Volume 2, that ability for her to train it. But it was interesting to have her then talk to the people on the boat, and it ends up being people from another country and language. So she's like talking to them in their language. They can understand her without her having to like translate or anything. So it was really interesting to see that. She's just like, well, you guys should be better about the environment. So like this little environmental like thing being pulled into the story in this one random moment was interesting. And then when she gets to the mascara, I forgot in this era, her mother had blonde hair. So I was like, why is this blonde haired woman here? Because I forgot before Volume 2, she was a blonde haired mother, not the dark haired mother like her. And this was also still that Purple Ray era. I still think is the silliest thing ever. Just this Purple Ray going on. So she talks to her mother about letting Steve come to the island to get help for his health condition, his unknown health condition, which we don't find an answer for in this issue. I don't know if it happens in your issue, Ryan, but we'll see what happens. Lots of things to come, right? Of course, then we get back to Diana getting back home and hanging out with her roomies. And her new roomie, that's some acting on her face. That girl definitely needs a facial scrub for sure. So overall, it was really cool just seeing her interacting as Diana as opposed to being Wonder Woman, but still like her ability to like take control of the situation, wanting to find out what happened to her love, but also this strange woman. And because I hadn't read the last issue, I didn't connect at first that this new roommate was Silver Swan. So her then talking about things in the background after when she left, Etta and Diana was like, oh, that must be her. So it was really cool just to see this interesting bondage moment with Steve in the next page. I'm like, oh my. A view of Steve I never thought of. But it's also cool because we then get this different, because again, like we said earlier, this is a different Dr. Psycho, and I like that they had this little, at the very bottom of the page you have there on the screen, Tony, if you want to push in on that little blurb about this isn't the Dr. Psycho from the original, it's the new one because it's a villain of Earth, not the Earth 2 one. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right, this is that era before we had just one Earth with just one hero and all their machinations. This is that other like Earth. So this is the Earth 1 Wonder Woman, not the Earth 2 Wonder Woman. So there's that connection there. And then we have that few pages about this Dr. Psycho and his origin issue. And it's interesting because we find out that he's not like a full like telepath like in the modern era. He just has this small unique ability to connect to another person that has magic abilities to get this ectoplasm to make him look and change the way he looks to people, almost like a clay face kind of a thing. I thought was interesting, and the fact that they really made him look like Bruce Wayne in that one picture there. He does look like he's Bruce Wayne, like he's modeled his own like idea of like looks maxing. He's looks maxing before looks maxing was a thing, and his was to make himself look like Bruce Wayne. So after getting that little backstory, we see him trying to probe the mind of Steve Trevor. I think I would probably probe some other parts of Steve, but that's what he decided to probe on. And before he can get a true like sense of what he could get out of Steve to make himself better, we get the appearance of Diana or Wonder Woman, and I love the fact that she uses a lot of like, because it's the 80s, she's using a lot of language that still has to do with like the 30s and 40s, the way she's talking to everyone. Like she calls she calls these guys the Keystone Cop rejects. I was like, I don't think anyone in the 80s would even use that reference of the
I don't think they would even know what it is.
Well, and the fact that like if you zoom in on the words, they spelled it with K instead of C for cops. They made it a bit of alliteration there. I thought it was really funny. Because we don't even bring up them earlier. Like it's just one of those things that pops up, which I think is one of those things Roy does, is he focuses on certain aspects of things other than others. Oh, you're right, Princess, Retro Toy Princess. That's true. He is an evil doctor. But here we get him transforming into Captain Wonder, which then made me go, oh no, I don't need another cosplay. I don't need another cosplay on my list, and now I have a cosplay on my list. So add that to my cosplay list, which maybe I'll do. I don't know. I'm already halfway there. I mean, I got the shirt. I just have to make that weird mask and everything, and get some blonde hair. So it's interesting having her fight with this Captain Wonder, and she's knowing it's not really him. She's like, I know this is not him. I know what's going on. But it's funny that instead of having it be a part of like her commentary, Roy decided to make it these statement pieces, as opposed to being part of her thoughts. But it's really cool. Like just the fight scene's amazing. I really like this fight scene. And she's not pulling any punches. She just realizes, I don't need to pull punches on this. I'm just gonna kick his A. Which she does
a good job.
Yeah, she does a great job. And the fact that then, of course, Steve does sort of fully wake up, which causes it to detach from Dr. Psycho and make him less of a threat for her. And then, of course, it ends with the cliffhanger of, well, the part I'm sad is she does cover up Steve, which, oh well, my sadness. But we get Silver Swan popping in before anything could happen, and we get that spoiler for the next issue, which Magic Lasso will get to here in a bit. And guys, don't forget, if you want to join Grit, there's still time. Grit You can get on the ground floor with grit. Try your best. It's really good. You should do it. Don't do it. It's not even existing anymore, probably. There it is. Yeah. I love the.
What was grit?
It's essentially a multi-level marketing thing, but for kids.
Oh, it's in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. It's like a half hour from me.
You should go see if it's still there. Go.
Good luck.
You should do a whole video series on what is grit and what happened to it.
The search for grits.
People woke up and realized that you can't pander 12-year-olds to sell your junk.
Right? That's exactly what they were trying to do. So, all right. So the next thing we have is a little tie-in story to our lovely huntress of that era. Or you can order chips. Yeah, you can order a lot. I think I'm going to start doing a short series just on the ads from this era. There's just so many crazy ads.
Oh, dude, I love the ads.
Yeah.
The ads, in my opinion, sometimes are better than the story.
Yeah, I had someone. I stitched a video a few weeks ago of someone complaining about the ads in modern comics, and I'm like, dude, you don't realize how crazy they are. Like, they're so crazy.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's go on to this lovely little story about the Huntress. Now we need to make sure we understand which version of Huntress this is. This is is it Earth 2, I think?
Earth 2, daughter of Batman and Catwoman.
Yes, daughter of Batwoman and Batwoman.
Batman and Catwoman.
Batwoman and Catman. Got it.
Something like that.
I mean, that could be another whole Earth right there.
Yeah.
So this is a continuation of a story that happened earlier, which I don't think was in yours.
It wasn't. They didn't do a Huntress backup for that first issue where they did the soft reboot.
Huh. Interesting. All right, so in this story we have, oh my gosh, what's her actual name?
Helena Wayne.
Helena. Yeah, Helena or Helena. I can't remember how they say it.
I think they call her Helena.
Yeah, the Hostess superhero ads are totally rad series of shorts. Do you remember the Snickers ones a few years ago?
Yeah.
They
were fun, but not as good as the.
They weren't as good. Like there's one where like Diana has to eat a Snickers, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little.
Are you referring to the one where they fighting Doomsday and they
Yeah.
feed him a Snickers bar and it turns out it was just Wonder Woman? She was just
Yeah, it was just like, oh, that was an awkward. Did they know what they were doing with that? That's awkward.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I tell my wife all the time that she's a walking Snickers commercial because she gets a little fussy, and then you feed her and she's just fine.
I get that way too. I don't use it. I don't eat a Snickers bar, but having something around you can snack on with it.
Yeah.
That happens. All right, so getting back to this story of Helena, or however you want to say her name. She is just trying to do her day, get to work, but she's caught in a chain that makes. I love the noise on the chain. They come up with that word. I love it. I think I might use that in everyday conversation when I'm upset or annoyed. Then we cut to these two gentlemen who are business associates in some way with Helena. So we get this idea of her being, I guess she works either as a paralegal or an attorney. Did you guys?
I think she's a lawyer.
She's a lawyer? Okay, she's an attorney lawyer. Okay. And they're talking about her and her being late and about their business that she's a part of. And then we cut to her being kidnapped and the amount of almost RAPE going on here with the way her clothing is open was just a little too much for me. But then of course we get to find out who this villain is, and I love the name and how the outfit just does not match the name of this character. Like he's called the Crime Lord, but he looks like he's going to a Renaissance fair. Like I feel like
should be in the He-Man universe. Hey, wrong story.
I feel like Paul and Joe were just not on the same page about what this villain should look like. But we get a little bit of backstory of how he's been the one that's been behind all the things with Craven, or Carnage is the other villain that's been associated with her and what's been going on, and just his trying to defeat her, and it just feels out of sorts. Like the way he's talking to her, I feel like he thinks she has superpowers, and I don't think he realizes she's not superpowered, but he does know who she is. He is totally aware of who she is because, of course, her outfit is in this weird dungeon place with them. But I found it interesting how he let her escape, sort of, to then just like have her running after him. I did like, of course, if you go to the next page, she's found this key on the ground, and then you look at the shadow that she's made. It looks like Batman's shadow because of the way her mask sort of points up from her outfit. So this shadow that comes on the ground when she's picking up that key, it's like, oh, look at that! It's a Batman shadow. So I thought that was really cool how they did that. But we just get some more of her thoughts on what's going on and how she's realizing this guy doesn't really know who she is as a person and what she can do. We get to see her fighting this guy and her realizing she has the better hand-to-hand combat skills than he does, because he just seems to think he'll just keep throwing this mace at her and win the day. Where you can see, like, she's learned a few things from her mom and her dad and just the prowess and athleticism she has. But again, we get another cliffhanger of what's going to happen next to her. Will she die? Will others come and save her? We don't know. We'll find out next in about seconds.
Yep.
We don't have to wait a month.
Not at all.
Yeah.
One of these times I want to see the cliffhanger, like, oh, is this character going to die? And then you cut back and it's like they got a knife through the heart. Like, yep.
They're
dead.
Done.
Well, it's comic book. That does not mean they're dead.
True. The only one that stays dead is Uncle Ben.
It's on his upper shoulder.
Yeah.
All right.
So I will wrap up our 3-issue story arc here with issue 290. And I do want to say that 290 is one of my favorite Wonder Woman covers from the Bronze Age. And I actually bought an extra copy of this that I would love to get signed by Roy Thomas or Paul Kuperberg or somebody.
Be so cool.
Because I think that cover is just everything. It's a fun cover.
It is a fun cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first page, we pick up instantly where Joel's story left off with Silver Swan. She's there declaring that she's going to kill them. And Wonder Woman's priority really is to get Steve Trevor to Paradise Island because they want to use the purple healing ray on him. She's got permission and she wants to save Steve, and now this has stepped in her way. So on the next page, we see a recap of, the previous 2 issues that we've talked about and how she has this uncanny ability with men to persuade them and they get lost in her beauty and stuff too. So Wonder Woman says, hey, I don't have anything to fight with you about, Swan, unless you give me a good reason to. But if you're going to carry out your threat of trying to kill me and Steve, I'm warning you, I will take you on and I will win. And she says, talk away, Wonder Woman, for all the help it will do you. You and your pretty fly boy are living on borrowed time, and I've just called in the debts. Dr. Psycho sees her from the corner and thinks that she's beautiful. Once again, this is a guy that, remember, the Silver Swan didn't like men at all. And Dr. Psycho didn't like women at all. And because of the way they've been bewildered by their appearance throughout the years. And he's in love instantly. Wonder Woman and Swan take to the air to fight because Wonder Woman thinks getting her away from Steve, getting her away, Steve could get caught up in some additional injury because of this fight. So let's get her out of here. So they're up in the sky and they're fighting. Wonder Woman calls for the robot plane to help her. The robot plane zooms down. Wonder Woman throws her lasso around Silver Swan and she starts to obey. And then she's like, no, I can defy you and I shall. And she's actually starting to resist the lasso, which is complete shock to Wonder Woman. So Silver Swan grabs a hold of the lasso and starts to pull. And as they're fighting, Dr. Psycho is watching all of this. And he's like, there is enough ectoplasmic power that he can draw from the unconscious mind of Steve Trevor to create for himself an idealized version of himself as the male holder of Wonder Woman's powers, Captain Wonder. So he becomes Captain Wonder, and he zips up into the sky to join the fight. Wonder Woman is shocked with an uh-oh, and he bitch slaps her instantly. And she falls off of the plane, and Silver Swan is like, this is amazing. And she sees this guy, and it's kind of love at first sight for her, too. And Captain Wonder throws the lasso down. He circles Wonder Woman up in it, and he saves her. And Silver Swan is like, why did he do that? Another second, and she would have splattered across the countryside, and I would remain the Silver Swan for all time. She's like, my whole life men have disappointed me. When I was just plain Helen Alexandros, I was shunned because I was the ugly duckling, too hideous for them to even consider loving me. Had it not been for Mars, the god of war, who gave me my powers and my beauty in return for the death of Wonder Woman. And so we kind of get that flashback to her origin. So she's like, I cannot fail the god of war. Wonder Woman has to die. She flies back up to Captain Wonder on the invisible jet and asks why that he released her, and their eyes meet, and it is literally love at first sight. And Captain Wonder's like, it's amazing. This woman is the loveliest that I've ever seen, even more than my dear late wife, Marva. Yet I had to hypnotize his former wife to get her to love him, while the swan comes to me of her own free will. She desires my love, but would she if I wasn't in this form? So he questions. While this is going on, we start to see a little bit of movement from Steve Trevor, and Steve is remembering what is going on. He isn't the Steve Trevor from this world. He is Colonel Steve Trevor from another world, and he was test piloting, and while he was doing this, he started going so fast that he was able to break a dimensional area where he could see all of the worlds intersecting at one. So this Steve Trevor on the next page, is aware of this multiverse, and it's a lot for him to comprehend. And the reality is his plane kind of went through this wormhole and came out, and that's how we met Princess Diana. So it's not the Steve Trevor that she knew back in the Golden Age, or the Steve Trevor that was reintroduced after his death in the mod era. And we cut back to present time, and the White House, including the President Reagan, is there seeing Wonder Woman being dragged by her rope. And Silver Swan gets a message from Mars, and how displeased he is. When I bestowed my godly might upon you, the pledge was that you would perish, Wonder Woman. You need to do this. And he's like, if you don't, you will lose the power and you'll lose Captain Wonder. So the idea is Silver Swan wants Captain Wonder to send the plane crashing into the White House. And he's like, I've got the golden lasso. I can make her command the plane to do that because she's ensnarled in it. And the president and the other folks down below don't know exactly what's in store for them. Wonder Woman, as she's hanging on the next page, sees one little chance that she might have because Captain Wonder's hold on her lasso is slipping, and that weird vibration around him gives her the chance to be able to bust loose from that. And he falls off of the plane, and he starts heading down to the ground, and when he hits the ground, he is Dr. Psycho once more and realizes that Steve Trevor must be awake. Of course, Steve has woken up from all of those thoughts that he's had in his mind about how he came from one dimension into this dimension that he's at right now. So Wonder Woman heads back up to the invisible plane and gets attacked by Silver Swan. She realizes this plane is on a collision course that she needs to stop, but at the same time, too, she's got to stop the Silver Swan. So on the next page, she gives her a big old bitch slap. That's her second bitch slap of the issue. And Wonder Woman's had enough. Silver Swan falls to the ground. Dr. Psycho sees it. Wonder Woman orders a robot plane to pull up now, and the inhabitants down below don't realize how close that they were to the damage. Of course, they can't see the jet. They can hear noises like a jet-type noise, but they can't see it. She regains control of the jet. She waves hi to them, and they're like, well, that was kind of odd. And Ronald Reagan says, I can't say I care much for her method of dropping by to say hello. And they're just unaware of what happened. On the ground, Mars has had enough. And he rescinds the power that he has given her. So she is back to Helen again, and As she's walking through where Captain Wonder has fallen, she runs across Dr. Psycho. The two look at one another, and that beauty is forever gone, and they run away from each other. And Diana has realized that Helen Alexandros, which is Diana Prince's new roommate, is the Silver Swan. She's like, this makes sense now. As for Dr. Psycho, I will hunt him up later once I make sure that Steve is all right. So Steve is conscious. They touch base with each other, and he tells her how he wasn't sure if it was a dream that saved her, but he knows he wasn't of this world, and he was trying to get back to where he belonged until he realized that where he belongs is wherever you are, my lovely angel. Need we say more? As they start to kiss, but he's probably too roughed up to stir the spaghetti sauce at that moment. Now we jump to our conclusion of the Huntress story. So, Huntress, are you ready to die at my hands? So he says to her, you defeated me twice before when I was merely a man. Now you'll be the first victim of the crime lord. And she's able to escape by getting his glove off of her. And she says, are you a nightmare or what are you? And he says, it's a futile gesture, woman. You cannot save yourself and you know that. All I'd have to do is track you down again because I know your secret identity. Or if you don't surrender, maybe I could track down the people that are important to you and hurt them. She is having absolutely none of the grandstanding, and they go back into a physical confirmation again. On the next page, we have Helena's friends that she works with at the law office, and they're like, we can't reach her. What if something is wrong with her? And Cranston, I believe is his name, the head of the law firm, he's like, well, she does disappear mysteriously, and I don't know, something tells me that we should just maybe not be worried, but he still can't help but be worried. And the other partner goes and opens up his file that they have on the Huntress. So now we clutch back to that grim castle that Huntress was held in. And the two in battle have crashed through the door into another room. And he's like, I have told no one of your secret identity, and yet I have still ensured my final victory. Because no matter what happens tonight, tomorrow night will bring death. If not to you, to one who has been close to you all of the days of your life. That was the message on the key, which was part of Joel's story that he talked about. He's like, this distraction shall prove to be your doom. So we cut over to this key, and it was labeled New Stratford Repository Theater, and a simple message, and she has no doubt of whose life is in danger. The question is, when is this going to happen? There are two cars. One contains the person who has the key, and the other, someone who's following them, waiting for a signal. So if they get the signal that Huntress is dead, they don't have to proceed with their plan. If they don't get the signal, the person with the key is in deep trouble. We cut back to the battle now between the two of them, and Huntress is telling them how crazy they are, how they fought dozens flights of stairs and they just don't give up. And he's like, I'm going to kill you. Don't you understand that? He hits her with a little bit of a shoulder wound that draws some blood. And he's like, the first blood is mine and the last will be mine as well. So on the next page, he continues monologuing how you're losing your touch, Huntress. Aren't you worried about your friend? Don't worry. If I kill you, he can live. And she's like, how about an alternative plan where I live and he lives and you go to jail? And, she lifts him up and kind of knocks him out a little bit. And that last maneuver pulled her shoulder out of its socket, and both arms are out of commission now. And she's like, I don't have much of a choice. I have to go on until the end. Dad, with Dad being the Earth 2 Batman, said I came into this world kicking and fighting. I guess I owe it to him to go out the same way. And on the next page, we see that he still hasn't given up, and they're on the roof right now, and it's a fitting place to die, he claims. He goes and grabs a hold of her, and as he goes to lift her up to pitch her off of the roof, she starts to fall. She grabs a hold of the top to try to hold herself up. He's like, doesn't that hurt? Let me help you. And all of a sudden, the weight of his armor drags him over, and he's the one who plunges to his death off of this castle. And that same armor that let him batter her half unconscious, he dies, she lives, but she wonders if it will make a difference, She knows her secret's safe, but in her condition, she hasn't got a prayer of getting to New Stratford in time. She wonders if she would be better off dead. And she's like, no, never think that. But how in heaven's name can I save a life more dear to me than my own? And that is how the issue ends. They wouldn't resolve that until Wonder Woman 294, because after this issue, they do a 3-part story arc that we've reviewed already on Fanboys Live with all of the superheroines coming together. And remember doing that one, Tony?
I remember.
Yeah. But if I remember correctly, do you guys know whose life she's trying to save? Because I believe I remember correctly who it is.
I don't recall.
Is it Power Girl?
No.
Oh.
It's Alfred.
Oh.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
No. Alfred.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. I never knew this, that she had she was an attorney. So I think that's really cool that she had that persona, that alter ego. But it's really sad that in the modern versions of Huntress, they just got rid of that completely.
Yeah, they did.
Like, she's almost like the Daredevil of DC Comics, because she's an attorney and then she's also a vigilante. So it's really interesting that they don't do that anymore with her.
Yeah. Power Girl definitely was around. That was Huntress's best friend.
Yep.
So, and yes, they both were in Infinity Inc. at the time. So,
Retro Princess, she does a really good job of summarizing. She's Retro Princess. She knows her Huntress and Power Girl stuff. She's up on.
She certainly does. There's a 3-issue story arc and showcase on Power Girl, which we did as a retro review years ago. That's worthy of checking out too. So
I once picked up the more recent New 52 run that they had of both of them being from an alternate Earth and how they found themselves on Prime Earth, and how they negotiated that Earth and trying to like sort of retcon their story and have it being like they know that they're from another Earth. Like Power Girl knows that Superman's her cousin, but she's like, oh, I shouldn't talk to him, but I really want to. It was an interesting storyline.
Yeah. This is my favorite version of Huntress.
Yeah,
that we just did. So
she's just a great. I just love the dynamic with her and the question in that run. That was such a good one.
Same here, Retro Toy Princess. I can't remember where I parked my car outside of the store, but I remember what comic book I got after a haircut. So, okay, guys, thoughts on this 3-issue storyline with this soft reintroduction? Tony,
it was good.
What do you think?
It was good.
Okay.
I liked it. This is an era from Wonder Woman that I don't know a ton about, so every time we dive into it, I learned something new. So it's always
okay. And Joel, your thoughts?
I think I agree. It's a really great time because I've spent so many years trying to get all the Volume 2 stuff that I haven't really had a chance to really dive into this. So I've really enjoyed all these different ones, and getting this issue was really cool. I just liked the different dynamic of Dr. Psycho and Silver Swan, and that trying this weird love interest they had for each other, and how that sort of was odd and interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, the Earthworm. Oh gosh, that's another crazy one. But it's interesting because this was from 1981, so 3 years later is when they have the big actual true retcon of everything. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. So this is an era of Wonder Woman that, this is available digitally a little bit. The issues prior to this aren't. There's a huge gap that aren't even available of the Bronze Age anywhere and have never been reprinted. These have a little bit, and I'm happy for that, but there's still other gems in the Bronze Age. This is good, and I do enjoy this, but there's still other stuff in the Bronze Age. It's a good introduction to Silver Swan, a character that would continue to be used in different incarnations. And I think it's safe to say a spoiler who the second Silver Swan is, isn't it? After all these years, it's Vanessa.
No, there was one before her. In the beginning of Volume 2, George Perez made a different woman be her.
Oh, yeah. That was the reboot of this Silver Swan. Yes, and then Vanessa came.
Yes, then Vanessa. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I didn't clarify that very well.
Okay, I know.
Yeah, Valerie.
Issues.
Yep.
Valerie
And
Boudreaux.
And then
Which I thought
yep,
Valerie
absolutely.
was a great way of doing it because they didn't make it about her being magical. It was all like cybernetic kind of stuff. The way he wrote it was really good. I thought the storyline.
Yeah. Yeah, some good stuff. So awesome. Yeah. So one thing we're not done because this is kind of one of my favorite parts of the show is the book show portion where we're going to talk about our channels and we're going to show some stuff from our collection. So don't go away. I do want to say from the very beginning, if you want to participate at home in a book show, you can share a cover or any other DC item with us on Instagram. Use the hashtag FanboysLive and the Retro Review. So that's a cool way to participate. I also want to mention, if you're not subscribed to Signature King or Joel the Geek or myself for some reason, links are in the description for this video as well. So make sure to do that and help build the community. We appreciate it. Joel the Geek, any upcoming content, any upcoming appearances, and book show?
So I'm working on some content for this channel. One of those things is doing what I call the secret origins of Comic-Con. So I'm just looking at comic book conventions, where they started, where they are, and where they're going. So that will be out soon on my channel.
That's cool.
The other big thing I'm doing is coming in September. I will be a showrunner. Oh, thanks, Olivia. I will be making a comic book show in Everett, Washington called Everett Comic Art Show. So I'm in the process of planning that. I'll be doing a crowdfunding soon to help get the foundations going for the show, and then it'll hopefully happen in the fall. So check my socials for more information on that. And I also have an Instagram for the show called Everett Comic Art Show. So thanks, Troy Princess. So that's coming up for me. So yeah, those are the things I'm doing.
Awesome. Any other appearances on other channels or anything? Or
not that I know of. I haven't been invited yet. I do have actually I think it's coming out in August. I was a guest on Gray Malkin Lane talking about X-Men comic books. We talked about Black Hair. So it'll be a fun one. That's called Gray Malkin Lane. That's a podcast. So if you're into X-Men and into podcasts, check out Gray Malkin Lane. Okay. It's a great show. Someone doesn't have their.
Someone's talking. Someone's whispering. Okay, Joel, what do you got for a book show for us?
I have a really cool. Originally, I got this as the single issue, and the background noise. But eventually, I realized I was missing a few issues, and I didn't have them. And I really wanted to put the story all together, and I found out it was in trade. It's Wonder Woman, keeping with the Wonder Woman theme. It's Wonder Woman Come Back to Me. It's by Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, and I just loved it because it's a really great story about the relationship of Steve Trevor and Wonder Woman, and it does involve other characters and stuff, but it's just a really cool way of looking at their relationship and the dynamic they have with each other. And I just really enjoyed reading it and seeing how we could see this storyline without it being a part of the bigger Wonder Woman comic book. But it's a really great storyline. I loved it, enjoyed reading it, and just it gives their relationship a bigger dynamic that I don't think we get to have time to see in the comic books. So I thought it was really cool. So if you want to check it out, it's called Wonder Woman Come Back to Me.
Yeah, that's a cool storyline. So, yeah. Mr. Signature King, how many subscribers are we at now?
We just crossed.
Has something happened with your microphone because you're sounding a lot different?
Oh, is it? Yeah, hold on, let me check.
But, I like your subway or something.
That's much better. Whatever that noise was, it went away.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
But yeah, we just crossed 19,000 during the show. So,
well, you got a new subscriber during the show.
Oh, cool. Very cool. But appreciate it. Thank you, Retro Toy Princess. But yeah, we just crossed the 19,000 subscriber during the show. We started at 18,996. We are at 19,023. So that's pretty cool.
Are you serious?
Woo!
Oh my God.
Yay!
Yeah. My last video talking about the latest addition to my collection, the David Cornsweet signed book that I got from the SWAU signing event, came back at 9/8. Everybody go check it out. It was really cool. Thank you to Magic Lasso for showing that to me. Otherwise, it never would have came. So he deserves a little bit of the credit. So tonight we're talking about Wonder Woman And I couldn't do it alone, so I need some help. Here, stand up for a second. You guys remember this, right?
Hey!
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Say hi. You can talk. You don't have to wave.
I know.
Okay, so tell them what we got here.
I like her shirt. That is a cool
Look up.
shirt. She's the signature queen.
Yeah. Okay, so talk about this one. What is it? Show it to him. Yeah. So this is the
Cool.
Baltimore Comic-Con exclusive from 2016 when I first went to Baltimore. This is an exclusive from Ken Hunt is the artist. And he did some work for DC a while back. He did some Wonder Woman stuff. So this is pretty cool. Happy to have it in my collection. It is numbered. We have lucky number 61 out of 100.
Nice. That is really gorgeous.
All right, hold this one up. So here we have Wonder Woman Rebirth, #1, signed by, in the middle, gotta find a spot. There you go. This one's signed by cover artist Frank Cho and inker Laura Martin.
Oh, neat.
So I had a chance to meet both of them. Frank Cho is a regular at Baltimore Comic-Con. Pretty sure he lives in the area. So I run into him quite frequently, which is good because he does a lot of cool stuff.
That is cool.
And last but not least, can you hold this one up? Here we have New History of the DC Universe, signed by Todd Knack and Mark Waid.
Nice. That is
So,
gorgeous.
I like
that's
this
beautiful.
old Wonder Woman costume.
Yeah.
Todd is
It looks
really
really
great.
cool.
Yeah, Todd's really great. I've met Todd before. He's really great. That's a really cool cover he did. That's really neat.
Yeah, I met him at C2E2 when I was there with Mr. Lasso, and then like 2 months later, he's at this really small con in my community. I was like, I could have just waited, but we're happy to have him in our collection.
Cool.
So, Laurel, do you like Wonder Woman? Is she your favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
That's
your
why
favorite
Laurel's my
thing?
favorite.
What's your favorite thing about Wonder Woman?
She looks pretty.
She's pretty. Yeah, she's pretty. That's true. That's true. But say bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh, nice to meet you. Like your
Boy,
shirt.
I remember when your
Yeah.
kids were so small, they were in bed during the show.
There's no school tomorrow, so that's the exception.
Oh, okay.
Oh, woohoo! Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yay.
Awesome. Well, I will talk about what's going on my channel. So I'll first talk about what's currently on the channel, then I'll talk about what's coming to the channel. My back issue of the week, YouTube short currently, is Black Widow from Marvel Fanfare.
I own that issue. That's a cool issue.
It is. That entire story arc is really good.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so it's almost like a Black Widow week on my channel because that's the current back issue of the week. My AOK is a Black Widow themed AOK from White Tiger Cool Calm Collected, including some original art that he drew. And it's got heavy Scarlett Johansson vibes on it. So I was really stoked about that. What's coming to the channel tomorrow, we'll go to the DC Comics Old Wild Wild West for a back issue of the week YouTube short. On Tuesday, my Lasso Loot video that drops will be a whole bunch of trade paperbacks, omnibuses, Marvel Masterworks, DC's Finest. Almost 6,000 pages will be represented in the books that I'm going to show in my video dropping on Tuesday afternoon. So I'm psyched for that as well. That will be dropping. As for a book show, I pulled a few things and then I saw a couple more things. But let's start with this. So I was talking about that DC Comics Presents where Wonder Woman gets the double W. It's the one that Signature King had a recap of in his story. Here's the issue that is. That's DC Comics Presents issue 41. And you can see the little Wonder Woman insert on the side. So that's pretty cool. It just might be. Hex yeah. And then Silver Swan made another appearance in Wonder Woman Volume 1 in an issue where everyone thought that Etta Candy was Wonder Woman. So we got Dr. Psycho and Silver Swan in this. This is just a fun one-off issue. Someday I would like to get this slabbed, I think. Or buy a slabbed copy of this issue, I should say. So. And then Silver Swan is not on the cover. Joel, you're going to need this one if you don't have this one. She's not on the cover, but this is fun. DC Retroactive the 1980s with a Roy Thomas untold story from the 1980s.
I got that. I found that. Yes.
Yes.
I found that somewhere. I don't remember where, but yes, I do own that randomly. I found that. It's a fun issue for sure.
It is. And Retro Toy Princess 100% agree. 100%. And just currently on loan because, I can't exactly buy this yet. That JLA facsimile is coming out this upcoming week. That's the foil version. And there is...
I wonder where you got that one from.
I don't know. There's a Ryan There's a Ryan Stegman variant.
Got a dealer on the back alleys that gives it.
I like that. You said it was a Ryan Stegman one?
Yeah, this is the Ryan Stegman variant for the facsimile as well.
That's a cool Stegman.
Okay, that's cool. I like that one.
Yeah. That's
so
cool.
That's my extended book show, but I didn't have time to pull it, and I was just thinking about it, and I thought, well, I can find out, I can look at my CLZ pretty fast here, because I'll pull a picture from online, because I want Joel to see this. Joel, you were talking earlier about cosplaying as Captain Wonder, right?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I want to make you aware of another character.
Oh no.
Let me pull up the cover here. Alas, here it is. Let me share it with you. Do you know who Wonder Warrior is?
It sounds familiar.
So, that's Wonder Warrior.
Oh, what is he wearing? Is he wearing like blue, white underclothing? Oh my god!
Yeah, like white long johns or something.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh,
that's from the Earth 11.
Yes, when they're
multiverse
genders.
And what's cool is they kept that continuity when they did Dark Knight's Death Metal.
Yes, they did.
So if you go to Earth -11, that's where you have the female Aquaman, Bryce Wayne.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. I like it.
I think it's really cool. I love that female Aquawoman or Aquaman.
Yeah, Black Condor.
Black Condor. That's right. I forget about that. Oh my gosh, that's an interesting one. I haven't seen that one before.
So, just saying, for cosplaying, there's another option too besides Captain Wonder.
I still like Captain Wonder a bit. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, Captain Wonder is fun.
Warrior Man one because it almost looks more like the original Wonder Girl costume than it does.
Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah.
Good time.
And a long time ago, Olivia asked this question. Do you prefer Queen Hippolyta with blonde or dark hair? Magic Lasso and Joel both. So to answer first, here is Tony.
None. I prefer the redhead version of Hippolyta.
Oh,
redhead version.
There is no redhead version.
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, you never know.
Joel, what about you?
I grew up with Volume 2 when she had black hair, that Grecian super curly black hair. That's the one I grew up with. And then during just after they did New 52, they had it where Wonder Woman goes to Themyscira, but she realizes it's not her Themyscira because Mom's blonde.
Mm-hmm.
That was Liam Sharp's era where he did it. It was just really interesting to see. So what about you, Magic? What do you think?
I think the brunette Hippolyta makes more sense, but I do hold in my heart a little place for that blonde Hippolyta.
I mean, for me, if it was the blonde Hippolyta, it would be Cloris Leachman blonde.
Okay,
Paul,
yeah.
From the first season of Wonder Woman, the TV series.
So Joel, you are not going to probably believe this. It's in the other room, but it is true. I have a autographed photo of Cloris Leachman signed to my name of her as Hippolyta.
What? Oh man, that's cool.
Yeah,
You have to send me a picture of that soon.
I will. I will.
That's
So there we go.
awesome.
But that's my book shows portion tonight.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, probably Dark Area is the best.
Yeah, I agree.
Totally.
Well, we've had a fun show tonight.
Yeah.
And Joel, thank you for spending some time with us. It's always great to hang out with you. You're a fantastic guest. And
Thanks for inviting me back.
yeah, of course. And I'm sure we'll have you on sooner than later again. Next week, our special guest is going to be Mr. Gretzky 9966. Matt is coming back to hang out with us. Matt is one of the OG comic book YouTubers. Like he was doing comic book content on YouTube when people just started doing that. So it's great to have him coming back, and I'm looking forward to seeing. I haven't heard what he's going to pick for us yet, so I'm looking forward to finding out. And it's going to be a good show. So until then, everyone, anything anyone else wants to say before we wrap up? No.
Comic books are for everyone.
That's right. Thanks for watching. Be happy, healthy, and safe. Enjoy your bonus day, but remember the reason why you have a bonus day tomorrow, too. And thank you for joining us for the greatest DC comic show on YouTube, Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. Good night, everyone.